Narwal Freyo X Ultra, 8,200 pascals of suction, vibrating mop pads that self-wash, and navigation so smart you'll think it's another pet in your home. Hey guys, it's been a while, but welcome back to another Kev analysis on home automation. Today we're going to dive deep into the Narwal Freyo X Ultra, a robot vacuum and mop combo that'll literally sweep you off your feet. In case you guys have wondered where I've been this last couple of months, Louise and I have actually moved to a new house, so we picked up this fella about 6 months ago to help us out, and now to review for you. So is it worth the hype though, or just another overpriced gadget that'll end up collecting dust instead of sucking it? Stick around and hit that subscribe button if you're new. That'll really support me and I really appreciate it. We're at 777 and climbing. Now let's go have a look inside the box to see what this robot has to offer. Out of the box, it comes with 2 fabric rotating mop brushes stuck securely by strong Velcro, 2 spinning dusters to assist vacuuming, and the anti-hair tangle vacuum brush. The base station's quite tall with a touchscreen, 2 4-litre water tanks, one for clean, one for dirty, which lasts me about 3 full floor cleans, and a slot to park the robot with a removable tray that allows cleaning. A key difference between this base station and others within a similar price point is not having a dust bin for the robot to empty to. Instead, it does perform compression on the dust bin that sits inside the robot. And surprisingly, it's actually really good, so I only need to change mine once every 3 weeks. Setup was a breeze. Attach the dusters, plug it in, fill the clean water tank, insert the dust case, pop in some detergent included, and sync it to the app. Some people in forums have tried to use their own detergent concentrate, but be cautious if you're trying to do that because it does void your warranty. Although as a disclaimer, I have tried it myself with some sugar soap and it's been okay so far. Overall, the entire device is aesthetic with a glossy texture, sleek edges, and a vibrant white glare. Kinda gives me Apple product vibes. It's quite nice to display like a futuristic piece of furniture, and setup was really easy. This takes roughly 10 minutes to scan your entire floor, memorizing all room layouts with great precision and accuracy, and even detecting the type of floor material. You can store up to 4 maps. I've done the ground floor, first floor, and even the garage. One important thing to note is that you do need the 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi band for it to work. So if you're having trouble connecting, make sure that your router's not defaulted to the 5 GHz network. Now to really get into the features where the Freyo X Ultra really flexes. The vacuum's got an 8,200 pascal suction, which is one of the more powerful robots on the market and has consistently been reviewed to perform well on dust, pet hair, and low pile carpets. The mopping is where this device really shines and what sets it apart from other vacuums. 2 spinning triangular pads that press down with 12 newtons of force. Sounds sciencey, but it means they scrub pretty hard and with high speed. The base washes and dries those pads automatically during cleans and disinfects it after a task is completed, so no soggy mess. You can even customize how frequent the clean occurs in the app, but more on that later. A dirt sense mode automatically doubles down on grimy spots, which lets the robot pass through the dirty areas multiple times until it senses that it's squeaky clean. The mop also automatically detects carpet and then can lift its mop pads up 12mm to avoid it. So it doesn't turn your room into a swamp, which I was really worried about when I first bought this. Anyway, with so many features to flex, let's really get into the nitty-gritty to see how this thing really performs. 6 months of testing definitely shows the Narwal excelling exceptionally well on hard floors. It sucks up crumbs, dust, and even Louise's never-ending trails of hair, with no sweat and no tangles. The mop tackles dried coffee spills and food residue. Heavy areas may take a few passes, but it gets there. Carpets? Solid on low pile, but it does struggle to clean well on high pile rug. Still sufficient in my opinion, but still doesn't beat a handheld or plug-in vacuum with more power. Suction is adjustable between quiet, normal, strong, and super power, which is loud but beastly, and always my preferred setting for a quality clean. The vacuum is completely self-sufficient and autonomous. It runs back to the base station to clean itself and also charges when the battery's low, so it's not something you really need to worry about. The only hiccup in performance is obstacle avoidance. It can dodge the couch, but it can get pretty intense with chairs and other items that don't really have a defined shape. When it crashes into obstacles, sometimes it does take a while for it to navigate its way out. The most annoying and dumb thing about the vacuum is that it just cannot detect cords. So if you have any lying around, you can guarantee they'll get run over and eaten, which is the only time the vacuum stops and I need to baby it back to work. It means every time you set it to work, you need to check for no cables lying around on the floors, which is really annoying when you're paying for automation. But speaking of automation, one thing that won't disappoint is the app behind this bot. The home screen shows a live map and a big go button to start a quick task. It's got 4 maps you can save, perfect if you've got a multi-floor house, and it switches easily, but just don't expect mopping on different levels unless you haul the base too, because you can't clean the mop. You can name rooms, set no-go zones, and tweak floor types for mopping pressure. In terms of customization, you've got 4 suction levels. Mopping settings let you adjust water flow and pair it with vacuuming or go mop only for that deep clean. Scheduling's a breeze too, and another key aspect of automating your tasks when you're away from home, so you can let it do its thing without disrupting it. It's such a nice feeling to come home to freshly cleaned floors. You can actually just eat from it. Some other cool bits? You can check accessory status, like when to swap the dust bag or rinse the mop pads, and it even plays nice with Alexa, Google, or Siri for voice commands. Hey Alexa, ask my robot to start cleaning.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with accessing your Narwal skill right now.
Yep, so I've tried everything to bind and it doesn't seem to work, even though I've gotten confirmation that everything's connected. Bit of a letdown. To wrap it up, overall, the robot offers insane suction, killer mopping, and that sleek base station. Setup's easy, battery's not a worry, and it actually cleans really well. I wouldn't say it's as good as my hand mopping, but it's definitely good enough and beats having to do it yourself every couple of days, which has really changed our experience at home because Louise and I absolutely dread doing chores. Now, given that the strength of this robot is in its mop, it's definitely better for hard flooring. That's where you're really going to get your money's worth. Speaking of which, it's quite pricey, starting at $1,400, and extras like dust bags or detergents add up. I wouldn't buy it on full price though. Narwal always have sales, so keep an eye out. But what it doesn't have is good obstacle avoidance. Don't trust it near your cables, and there's no self-emptying bin option. You're still dumping debris manually every few weeks. I'm not too worried about the robot crashing into things like everyone else. Most of the time you're going to be scheduling cleans, so you won't be home anyway, so you really won't know. But having to pick up all the cables in prep of a clean is incredibly annoying, and the one thing that prevents each job from being 100% autonomous. The water usage is also pretty high compared to other robots, but because it uses a lot of water, it also mops and cleans a lot better than other robots. So I'm pretty happy with that trade-off. Speaking of other robots, let's compare some of the key differences between the 3 models from Narwal. We haven't been able to test the Z Ultra, but depending on how this video goes, I might buy one later on and just to make it go head to head with the Freo X Ultra in Robot Wars. The Z Ultra is meant to have slightly better obstacle avoidance with its better vision system and object detection. Wonder if it still runs through cables. You also get significantly better suction with each of the models, but no difference with the mop performance, and in my opinion, the 8,200 pascals of suction on the X Ultra is really good enough to clean your floors. The biggest difference though is the inclusion of the self-emptying dustbin, which is a key feature missing in the Freo X Ultra. I'm saving easily over 2 hours a week cleaning now because of Narwal, which ends up being over 100 hours a year. Crazy, right? So what do you think, guys? If you've used this Robo vacuum, let me know in the comment section below what you think. And as always, please like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers and we're really gunning for it, so I'd really appreciate your help. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.